Well, hello there. Well, I just realized the last video I uploaded, I put it in the wrong orientation and my voiceover wasn't that good, so this time I'll try to do it better. So, how are you? How's everything? Good morning or good night? Today, I'm going to be talking about something which I find very, very confusing. It's people on TikTok saying that you don't necessarily need to go to school. Now, I understand that there are some valid points in some of them, but still, some of them do not make sense. At least, to my knowledge, till the 5th grade, maybe 4th. You do learn some useful information. After that, it's kind of useless, but you still learn how to solve problems at least, or how to make essays longer. Because let's be honest, you are a professional unless you write an article may have 100 words. And that got me wondering, like, what, why? Why do people really hate school that much? If school is so good, so important to us and in our daily lives, why do we need to, go to it? Why do we hate it? There has to be some good reason. And after my long and hard thinking, I think I figured out why. It's really the first impressions. You hear people say your first impression counts. Same goes with school. The teacher in this case is your first impression. So let's say you don't have a good first impression, you aren't really going to like it. For example, you went into English class and you liked the teacher and it seemed interesting to you, so you would put more focus on English than in any other subject. Which in that sense it it makes total total decision that you would go for the one you like, because nobody likes doing the things they don't like. And then also there's the fact that people say, oh, teachers don't teach all the subjects, so why should a student be forced to learn one? It's not that fact. The fact is that our school system is just very outdated. It was made, if I'm not wrong, somewhere in the 19s during the Industrial Revolution. And the whole point of it was to make efficient workers, not to teach you. And most of these colleges and schools sometimes have scumming practices. For example, Harvard and other colleges are non-profit somehow, but they still rack in billions of dollars in profit. I mean, all of these non-profits also do the same. They claim to be something, but they're something else. It's just to increase their reputation. And really, if you think about it, you need to be immersed in that subject. There is nothing immersing you in that subject. If you don't go at home and study on your own, you are not allowed to be immersed in the subject, which I think is a pure flaw. Anything that happens in school should stay in the school. Because if you cannot bring anything from home to school, you cannot bring school to home. That should not be the case. And the same goes for homework. I am an advocate of not wanting homework for the sole reason that if I'm doing my homework, how will I study? Homework does have its advantages, but most of them to me sound like most disadvantages, because if you outweigh them, then like you can do the same thing by learning for an exam. It's just the same thing which you can do by yourself. Either way, you have to go to home. You have to take school to home, which is a flawed system. You could maybe try based on your religion or something. Now I understand some people are atheists, some people just don't want to talk about it, but I guess the best option would be to stick with your traditional roles, because think about it, if you're just going to create division by making these billions of genders, what's the use? Okay, you say, right, that we shouldn't trust science, but then to do all of these procedures you are trusting science, so it's confusing. Same with school, it is confusing, but it takes you a while. For example, I'm currently in the 8th grade, And it took me up until the 6th, maybe 7th grade to learn something I learned in 5th grade. It's really, really difficult. Also, the fact that I didn't have not nice teachers, either it was me or either it was them, I do not know, but it, it's just a matter of experience. It doesn't matter if you're having a good time or not. You have to do it unless you can prove you can make money without school, which go ahead and prove it to your parents. Show them proof that you can earn money. Show them that you have chance to evaluate, grow in that environment. Then it would make sense why you wouldn't go to school. Otherwise, it really doesn't. You still need that degree. Hell, if let's say you still aren't going to do school, just please get a college degree, go to community college or something, because at least you'll have a degree backing you up. You will seem a bit more professional, and sure, professionalism isn't always everything, but in this corporate workplace which we have today, it's highly competitive and you do need a degree. And hell, even if you not just try, there's nothing wrong with trying. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll try talking about clinics tomorrow because I've learned a lot about it, and I also find it an amazing software. So yeah, and if you watch my first video, thank you. Pretty sure nobody's gonna watch this, but if you are